So there's a giant hermit crab. Roll for initiative.
Alrighty.
Good grief.
God.
What do you have?
5.
Well, that beats my 3.
Oh, we're doing well. Good thing we decided we want to sit back and watch what happens anyway.
Yeah. Alright, I'm going to quickly roll the other ones.
Are you doing them as a group, as the 4, or...
Yes, the 4 villagers are all one group. Right. Gregor... has a 13.
Better than us. What about the crab food?
The villagers also have a 13.
Wow. How about the big beastie?
It has a 5. It's going the same time you are.
Alright. Let's see if Gregor can shine. Save his embarrassed butt. Or get eaten. I'm fine with either.
Yeah. Alright then. So yeah, top of the combat round is him and the villagers. He is going to go first. Again.
Yeah, I assume he has a modifier of some kind.
Technically no, they have the exact same. They have a +0 dexterity.
Oh. Alright, anyway, he's the boss. So
But
he
he's
gets to go
effectively the leader of this group.
first. Yep. So what's Gregor going to do?
He takes the dagger from... Which, technically, no, it's still being in his hand at this point, because he was in the process of... No, he had to have to put it away. He picks up the dagger,
Yep.
which has his holy symbol on it, and he lifts it into the air, and says a prayer to Mithras, and says, Mithras, cast your blessed light upon us. And he casts bless.
Alright.
He's going to bless... himself and 2 of the villagers.
Alright. Well, that's his action.
That's his action. He is then going to step back
Oh, the brave fighter.
into and says he's unsurprisingly blessed the 2 acolytes. He goes,
Right.
"Come,
Yeah.
brothers, we must slay this beast." They're going to step back after doing that. They're not in melee with the crab, so that's good.
Okay, so what are the acolytes going to do?
Oh,
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, so they're in
the
there.
villagers. I just had them grouped as villagers.
Yep.
The 2 of them are blessed. Alright. Well,
What are you going to do against this bus-sized menace?
alright, so bless adds a d4 to their attack rolls, so let's roll this. Can we roll that first? Well, one got an 8 even with the bless. That's a miss. One misses with their dagger. The other one has a total of 21. That's a hit.
They're attacking them with daggers?
That's what they have.
I assume it's the holy symbol of Mithras. So.
Yes. Does hit the crowd for 3 points of piercing damage. It notices it.
Well, what can I say?
Yep. The other 2
Brave.
have basically just picked up, like, chairs, effectively, because that's the only weapon around. And they're going to swing those as improvised weapons. These are the 2 they're not blessed. That's a pair of 6s. Neither of those hit.
Oh, God, this is going to be a slaughter.
Alright. You and the giant crab are up next. I believe you have a higher dexterity than it does.
I have a +2 modifier.
It has a +0, so you go first.
Well, I don't want the villagers to get eaten.
Alright.
I don't mind so much the acolytes or Gregor, but
You want to save these fishermen.
Hmm?
You want to save these fishermen.
I want to save these fishermen who are wielding chairs.
It's what they have. It's what's on hand. It's that or tables.
I gotta firebolt this thing. Aim for his...
Okay.
That's a 24 to hit.
That hits.
Might as well have been using a dagger.
1 point of fire damage. Okay.
1 point of fire damage. This thing's got thick skin.
We're not... Alright. Anything else?
How far away am I from the crab?
30 feet.
I'll make that 60.
Okay, so you're backing up basically to just before the bridge almost.
Well, I don't want to be in melee combat with this thing.
No. Okay, so you're backing up.
Yep.
It's its turn next.
There goes the villager. Hopefully it's an acolyte.
Well, it has 4 targets in front of it.
Well, the acolyte's the only one that hit it.
And he is the first target.
Wow.
That's a natural 1. There may be something to this blessing after all, you think, because it slips and misses. Alright, it has a multi-attack, but we have a house rule that if something rolls a natural 1 as part of a multi-attack, it loses the rest of its multi-attack.
Alright.
We're still using that rule, right? We are still using that rule?
Yeah.
In this new campaign?
I'm
Okay.
perfectly fine with that. You roll a 1 on your first multi-attack, you slip, fall, whatever.
Yeah. It has to recatch his feet. Okay, that's my turn now. This is shaping up to be similar to the larvae fight, where almost everyone was ineffective on the first round.
Well, prove that wrong and do something useful.
Alright. Alright. Yeah. I'm gonna cast Magic Missile at it. I think the secret's out at this point. You just threw a fire... you just launched a fire bolt out of a wand. This is...
Okay.
We're at the point where it's like, yeah, this is the end of it.
Well,
Little secret.
There's nothing else I can do. I mean, I'm not going to walk up and start smacking with my staff.
Okay. 12 points of force damage. That's better.
Oh, there you go.
Alright. The bolts all slam into it. People are obviously noticing that we're casting spells all of a sudden. Gregor in particular
most
is...
of the villages have run.
Yes, I meant that these... The 4 who are currently in melee with this thing are a bit preoccupied, but Gregor obviously is paying close attention to what we're doing as well.
Well, I haven't had a stray bolt hit him yet, so he should be happy.
Okay, so we're back to the top of the round now. It's him. Alright. Seeing that this, what this is going to be, he again raises the dagger above his head and says, Mithras, cast your wrathful light upon this creature. And he's going to hit it, cast guiding bolt at it.
Alright.
Okay. That's a 20 to hit. That hits.
Well, I was hoping for a 1.
Which is guiding bolt again? I don't recall. It's high for a first level spell. $46?
That's, that is high.
Yeah, it's a bit better than I did. 13 points of radiant damage.
Yeah.
And the next attack against this thing has advantage.
So I'll get advantage when I try to hit it with the ranged weapon?
There's 4 villagers before you.
Oh, yeah, I know.
The first attack against the...
Only the first attack.
Alright. I'm pretty sure. Natural 20.
Wow. Go Acolyte.
Yes.
That's just a D4.
That was a 1 on the D4. So that's 2 points of piercing damage.
Yep.
Alright. Next one who's blessed. 5. That's a miss. Another 2 with the chairs. 5 and a 2. So there's just one Acolyte who's being really good at the moment.
Yep.
Alright, so that... Yep. Your turn.
My turn. This seems to be going alright so far, so I'm gonna just try another firebolt.
Okay.
11.
A total?
Hit?
No, is that a total? 11?
Yeah.
That hits the shell and does not impact the creature, I'm afraid.
Ah.
It's its turn now. Yeah. Okay, seeing it's getting swarmed, you see it make this bubbling noise from inside it.
Uh-oh.
And it
You
seems...
back up with me, by the way? I don't remember you saying that.
I didn't say it, so no, I maintained my spot. I'm still 30 feet from it. Yeah, okay. This creature seems to have some sort of gland or something inside it that lets it store lake water. And it expels it out now from its mouth in a 40-foot long, 5-foot wide line.
Okay.
Alright, so that's going to... Yeah, they grouped... Okay, hang on. There is this one Acolyte who has been blessed, who is the luckiest Acolyte alive, because he is not in this line. But the 3 villagers and Gregor are.
Okay.
Alright, so it's a dex saving... No, strength saving throw.
Oh, they might get knocked prone.
Okay. Well, 2 that are... Well, Gregor and the other Acolyte who's blessed both pass.
Well, that does come in handy.
The 2 fishermen fail. So they take 2d8 bludgeoning damage and are knocked prone and pushed back 15 feet. The 2 who succeeded take half. Huh?
That's not good.
I rolled 3 on 2d8.
Speaking of lucky days, they're probably just barely functioning at this point.
Okay. They have been pushed back, and well, they weren't expecting to be hit that much by this thing.
I was expecting worse.
Yeah, but this is a bit of a shock to their system. Okay. It's my turn. I'm going to take a cue from your book and realizing that this doesn't seem to be going so badly so far.
Oh, except for the 2 villages which are near death.
Oh, they're at half health. They have D8 hit points I rolled for, so they have a bit more than just the 4 that the stat block normally has.
Alright.
Unfortunately, that's definitely... Yeah, the crab constitution is... yeah, it's a 19, it saves.
Oh, you're trying...
Frostbite, yeah.
Frostbite.
Alright.
Up to Gregor again.
Gregor again. He's also seeing this go rather well, but once... And is just, as such, going to hit with Sacred Flame. So that's a dex save on its part. Better roll for him. Yeah, it's a 2. Right. Sacred Flame's a D8, I believe. 1 point of radiant damage. Those D8s are not rolling well.
No, that was my 10.
A little of little white golden fire burns on it for a second before being stumped out.
Okay.
Alright, so the 2 acolytes, well, One of them, both of them saved, so they're going to just attack at it again. I'm telling you, this one acolyte is rolling ludicrously well. It's a 21 to hit, and the other guy misses.
Wow. Should double that guy's pay.
3 points of piercing damage. Their daggers don't do a lot of damage, but they're hitting consistently. It's not liking this. The other 2... Nope, they're actually still in the fight. They get up and cross... So they can spend half their movement getting up, and they have 15 feet more to get back into melee with this thing. And they both miss. Or more accurately, they actually are hitting with this thing with the chairs, but it's just... its shell's too thick to do damage.
Yep, I got it.
Yep, and it's your turn.
Well, I got tired of missing, so I'm going to do a magic missile as well.
Okay. Roll your 3d4.
Oh, a 4, and a 1.
So it's 12 points of force damage.
Same as you.
Yeah, and that so far has been doing the bulk of the damage except for the guiding bolt, and it does not like that. There are cracks you can see under the part under its armor and carapace where the bolts have been hitting. It's looking hurt. It's taking a fair bit of damage. It's its turn now. It does not recharge its water jet.
Okay.
Alright, it's gonna take attacks, 2 pincer attacks.
Who?
And the acolyte's in front of it. Alright. The bad news is these people do not have a very...
Oh, go for Gregor!
He's further back.
Gregor, get in there and attack! The acolytes do this all by themselves.
That one acolyte's luck is finally worn off, I think. It's only a 12, but it hits.
Right.
Alright, a d6. Oh dear. It scoops the acolyte up and does a crushing motion, and you just hear the acolyte scream, pierce the air as he takes 8 points of piercing damage. He is unconscious.
Ow.
And is grappled in the pincer.
Well. Okay.
Second attack. That's yeah. That's a 23 to hit the next acolyte. 7 points of piercing damage. It picks him up, and crushes him. Both his claws are not filled though, but those 2 acolytes are both unconscious and bleeding out.
Wow. Well, nothing I can do with them until the crab is dead.
Yep. Alright. Seeing this turn for the worst. Gonna hit with another magic missile.
Okay.
One away from max damage. 14 points of force damage.
Wow.
They all slam into the side of this creature, and it is not happy. That's a palpable blow. You can see it's you can see it's starting to weigh up whether it should stay or not. They thought this was going to be. It came here investigating the scent of food. It didn't expect a fight.
Yep.
All right, so
especially one this effective.
Yep. So back to the top of the round. Gregor is seeing the fear in this thing's eye and sees his 2 subordinates in its pincers.
Yep.
He's going to... One second, I need to roll this here for a second. Okay. Gonna hit with Sacred Flame again. He wants to conserve his spell slots, probably for healing. That's a 2. That's a veil on the crap's part. 7 points of radiant damage. This is a much more intense blast of radiant fire than before.
It's taking a fair beating at this point.
Alright. So, villager's turn.
Two death saves.
Two death saves. I'm rolling them right now. That's one fail and one success.
Alright. That were the guys with the chairs.
Realizing that this is not going in their favor, they both turn and run. They drop the chairs and are starting to run away from it.
Does that mean some attacks of opportunity?
The crab can make an attack opportunity. Its claws are full, so it can't grapple anyone, but it can still smack with it.
Yep.
They shouldn't have run. That's 21 to hit.
Wow.
7 points of damage. That's one of the fishermen unconscious.
Yeah, he's down 10 now. Yeah. So that's 0 bleeding out, I guess.
Yeah, he's bleeding out. Yeah, no, they each had 7 hit points, so they rolled well on that. So they're not dead, but this is not going well in their favor. It's your turn. You can hear the sounds of people approaching, by the way. It's likely that the watch is getting here.
I'm going to do a quick glance over my shoulder. Is it the watch?
You do see the watch coming, yes. They haven't come into the market square yet, so they're from a distance.
So can they see this well then?
They can see the crab. And they can see the fight going on.
Yeah, but all right, never. I'm gonna hope that they're kind of distracted, and I'm going to fire a magic missile.
Okay.
So this is my second of 3 spell slots, and I'm going to see what I can do. Just like you, 1 off max, a 4, 4, and a 3.
Okay. How do you kill this thing?
One in the eyeball, one in another eyeball, and one right up its snout.
Okay. All the magic missiles arc into those spots and just destroy whatever sort of primitive brain this creature has on the way through. It falls forward, its bulk knocking it to the ground. Its pincers remain clamped, obviously, but they're not applying as much pressure. You can get them out now if you want.
I will run forward.
Yep, so you're running forward. You can only move 30 feet, and you moved away. So.
Yep, so I'm still 30 feet away at this point. Actually, I'm pretty much up where you are now, I guess.
Yeah.
And then, it's the end of my turn.
Yeah, so I'm just going to... He's gone. Alright. Just going to set this up for death saves at the moment. Because there's probably going to be a few of them happening before we get there. Alright. So it's dead. I'm going to see that, and I'm going to dash up. Which gets me into... Which gets me back to... up, which gets me right with them, but that's my action. I can't do anything yet. Alright, so Gregor is up first. He is going to move to one of his acolytes. The one who failed his death save. Actually, wait. I'm going to see if you can tell. Yeah, you can tell. He's done this before. He's going to cast Cure Wounds. His first level spell. Alright, so... that guy regains 5 hit points. That was a low roll, but it's enough to get him on his feet and off death's door.
Alright.
Alright.
Next is me.
Nope, next is the villagers.
Oh, they have to do the death saves, that's right.
Both fail.
So they both have 1 death save, one fail death save at this point.
Yes, one also has a success. So,
and then the third villager is just sitting to the side, I assume.
He's getting up, yeah. He's just like, just recovering consciousness. And the fourth one, the fisherman, is running. He's not on the field anymore.
Okay. The fisherman that got clocked last.
Yes.
I
I
go to him.
Okay, you go to him.
And I will administer to his wounds.
Okay, so this is a medicine check then, on your part.
Yeah. So I'm proficient in medicine.
And you have the healer's kit.
and I have the healer's kit.
Oh, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you want... I should have asked you this beforehand. Do you want to use a charge from your healer's kit to stabilize this man?
Yes.
Okay.
I will use the kit. I rolled in total a 13.
Okay. The 13 would have been a fail, I'm afraid. So the way the healer's kit works is you can use one of its charges effectively to stabilize someone without rolling a medicine check.
Oh.
So he's stable, fortunately, because I was adding the damage he would have taken below himself. So he was knocked unconscious pretty hard. 13 would have been failed.
So I stabilized him?
So he's at 0 hit points but stable.
Alright.
Alright. It's my turn. Next. He does not. Okay. I am going to come up and, well, having seen you do this a few times, I'm going to attempt to stabilize this dying acolyte.
Okay.
That's an 18.
Oh, there you go. You did better than me.
Yep. Okay. So none of them are dead.
Hey, we saved the villagers.
Yep. All three of us actually managed to save one.
Yeah. Now that everyone's...
Yeah, sorry about that. I should ask if you want to use your healer's kit beforehand, because you do have to specify it before you roll, but we both missed it. We both forgot you had it, so...
Yeah, no, that's fine. I was going to use it anyway.
Just mark off one of its 7 uses.
10 uses.
10 uses, that's right.
So now that we're out of combat
Yes.
and everyone's stable,
We are.
I want to examine this crab.
Okay. Roll an investigation check at advantage, because I'll assist you.
Natural 20.
Natural 20, okay. So its shell is encrusted with, has coral growing out of it, it has barnacles, it has algae. You're not entirely sure this is actually a shell or if it's just this hermit crab was so large. It effectively was able to fit itself inside like a chunk of rock or coral as its shell.
Okay.
And you also notice that there are some. You think there are some chests underneath this stuff, like wedged in here.
Okay.
Okay. Well, actually, yes. With your natural 20, you're positive they are.
Okay. Can I pry them out?
Yeah, you can. There's no real time constraint at the moment, so you can just take the moment if you want to pry them out.
I want to do it on the sly, if possible.
Okay, so that is a check then.
Yes, I want to do it. I assume.
All right, there are 3
Father Gregor.
All right, there are 3 chests. There's a small one. There's a slightly larger but still quite small one.
Yeah.
And then there's a really big one, which based on your check before, you notice that looks like it's been breached slightly, so its contents probably would have been thoroughly exposed to the water of the lake for who knows how long.
Alright, I'm gonna try and take the small one without anyone noticing. Hopefully, if you can sort of cover my supply some cover.
Okay, I try. I probably don't do a very good job though with that roll.
I rolled a number, I touched the die, and I rolled to a new number. I don't know what the number
Reroll.
is. Can I actually use your 16, please?
Oh, you want to use that? Okay.
If you don't, you say no, don't. That's fine, I'll roll.
No, I want to save that for making the paper. That's more important than this, I think.
8.
8.
Plus 2.
You managed to remove it. It's not subtle. Alright, so this is the smallest of them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It tumbles open, and when it hits the ground, it opens, and lots of lake water pours out. This was not intact either.
Alright.
It is. It holds. It probably would have tied some fine silks and other fabrics, but this chest was not waterproof. Clearly, and they've been soaked to being ruined over the years.
All right. Chest number 2, middle one.
Okay. I can just help you remove that if you want. It's clear this is not being subtle at this point.
Well, that was the first one. The second one I might do better.
Okay.
I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Never mind. I rolled another 10, so 12.
Okay, we're able to get that one off, but again, we can't be as discreet as we want to. But this one we managed to get on the ground. Yep. And there's a whole bunch of, and the watch is starting for Mustafa's there, Bilius is there, as are basically the majority of them, including the two.
What?
Sorry.
Sorry, what was the other? Who's there besides Mustafa?
Basically, almost the majority of the watch has shown up.
Okay.
Basically, yeah. There are 8 of the 10 members present.
Oh, all right. Cavalry's here.
Mustafa looks around, sees the crab, realizes it's dead.
Yeah.
He says, well, you all seem to have things in hand.
Yeah. So far.
Gregor is attempting to tend to the injured. Okay. They're all healed and stable, but he's still trying to make a show of it.
Yeah, that's fine. He can have all the healing glory he wants.
Okay.
So is this chest locked or sealed?
It has a very rusted iron lock.
Can I pry it open?
You can try.
Well, is it like... Yeah, I mean... At this point, yeah, I'm gonna just try and do this.
You have gained an ability that might help you with this since it's made of iron.
Alright, it's not like we're gonna notice this anyway because it's already rusted.
Yeah.
I'll use my newfound ability and turn the rusted iron into hopefully rotten wood.
Yeah. So this is your minor alchemy ability, which you got because taking your arcane tradition, which was... Do you want to say what it is, or shall I?
Go ahead.
Okay. You took the School of Transmutation, which this lets you turn, in this case, certain metals into other materials. So you're turning this to wood, right?
Yeah.
You want
to take my dagger and try and pry open the lock.
Well, this basically negates the need for a check because it's already in poor enough condition. So you break it easily enough.
Open up the chest.
Gregor is having tended to his and seeing that there's still one chest left. Decides to take to ask his acolyte and some of the watch to assist him with it. I'm just gonna roll to see how that goes. Yeah, not too bad. Okay, they managed to get it down safely. They noticed the big hole in it, though. Okay, so
what's in this chest?
Open the chest.
Yep.
This is a relatively small chest, so you actually can... but it is filled with, for the majority of it, gold coins.
Is there anyone looking now?
They're currently busy with their chest. What's in there? Alright. So the gold gold does not rust or tarnish, obviously.
No.
So it's a precious metal. So all the gold is intact. There are a few other things that probably wouldn't hear which the water has destroyed, but the gold is intact.
Okay.
You estimate there's probably about 200 gold pieces in here.
I am going to take out a small bag, and I'm going to start putting quietly coins into it.
Okay.
A sack. It's like a small sack. I'm going to fill it with coins.
Okay.
I'm going to try and do this overtly. No, sorry, not overtly. I'm going to try and do this quietly. Just to see if anyone's going to pay attention, or that maybe they're paying attention to that other chest.
Okay. Stealth check.
Natural 1.
You spill the contents of the chest onto the ground.
At which point I am going to put them in the bag, because they have to go somewhere.
Yeah. Alright, I'm going to see if anyone is going to notice this, is going to care. Gregor attempts to say something, but Mustafa says, Now, Father Gregor, the way I see the situation, both of you were instrumental in killing, both you and your acolytes, and these two were instrumental in killing this creature. I see that no reason that the rewards should not be split. They have chosen a chest, and so have you. May we not see what is in yours first, before you jump to any conclusions. He's clearly not happy about this.
Okay. I'm going to put the 200 gold pieces in a bag, and I'm going to hold the bag so everyone can see it.
Yep.
See how I screwed up that roll so badly.
Okay, so you have a sack full of 200 gold pieces.
Yep.
They open the other one, and... alright, so water's been leaking out of this thing because it was filled with water and was breached.
Yep.
So... this seems to be more... This chest seems to be more of a mix of coinage.
Right.
So, there was gold and silver and copper pieces. Copper does tarnish. And rust.
Yeah.
And silver pieces are not pure silver. Because they would be probably worth almost as much as gold, in that case. So they have some other metals mixed in, which means that much like anything that is not pure silver, it also will rust and tarnish. Slower.
Oh, the pure silver would rust too.
Though they're not currently, no one would probably accept these, but they might be recoverable. And there is a small amount of gold which is still untarnished. Once it's counted, that comes to 35 gold pieces, 108 ruined silver pieces, and 54 ruined copper pieces.
Okay.
So, a much smaller amount. You also suspect that some contents might have exited through that breach when it was broken initially.
Alright. Okay.
Alright.
So, Mustafa, we had some fun.
I see that.
I'm still hanging out of the bag.
Still have the gold, yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just hanging on to it.
Yeah, you still have it, yeah.
I'm just talking to him.
Gregor is not happy about this. He's clearly seeing that he's getting the short end of this.
I don't care. I'm just going to sit there. I'm going to talk to Mustafa.
Yeah.
So, have you ever seen like a creature? I mean, I've lived in this village all my life, but do you know of instances before, or, crabs of even any size at all being in this body of water?
Alright, well, the first thing is Gregor attempted to convince Mustafa that they should split everything. He rolled a 3 on his persuasion check, so Mustafa's not happy and says, No. He says, you've been causing enough problems for the village lately. I would say this is a bit of karma for you. He says, indicating that you are more than welcome to its contents. I imagine some of it can be restored. I imagine some of it is unsalvageable. But, he says, magnanimous are the gods, are they not? He says to him. So you seem to have, at least as far as the law is concerned, the two of us have unanimous claim to these 200 gold pieces. And as he turns to you, now answering questions, well, there have been crabs and hermit crabs in the lake. Obviously, we've caught them, the fishermen have caught them occasionally, but nothing of this size, no.
Wow. This thing must have been in here forever to grow to this size. Seems to have conglomerated stuff to it to make its own shell, because obviously there aren't snails of this size in the water either.
Yeah. So you hear Gregor say, yes, I suspect some foul magic behind this. He says.
Of course you do.
He does obviously look over.
Say that out loud, by the way. And in that kind of tone.
He does look over our direction, and Mustafa says, now. He says, we've all had a trying day. He says, I do believe it will be best for all of us to count our fortunes as they were and head home for the day. Says, Father Gregor, it seems your little ceremony was interrupted. Says, I trust your deity will be pleased with his offering, and that the people of the village will be pleased not only to have some steak which can be cooked and salvaged and salted, as well as some crab meat. Says,
hey, surf and turf. That's just funny.
Says,
I want to do an insight check on Mustafa.
Go right ahead.
I'm trying to glean if he thought he saw anything that we were doing that was, I don't know, mystical.
Roll.
Insight. Do I have insight?
No, I do. It's just whatever your wisdom modifier is, I think.
So 15.
15.
Is he looking at me differently in the sense of...
He's not really looking at you differently, but you're able to judge that he's probably... he probably just doesn't care. But magic missiles and guiding bolts and other things like that flying through the air in the middle of the village at a giant creature the size, a great many people would have seen that. You can't imagine the watch that was heading in that direction with the sole intent of dealing with this creature not of seeing that. He just doesn't seem to care very much.
Okay.
You also take that to mean that probably everyone else saw that too, in the watch officers coming up, including Bilius.
Same roll. I want to know what's going on in Bilius's head here. What kind of look is he giving me? 5.
Well, that beats his 4.
Seriously?
Seriously. It's just the night we've been having so far, apparently.
Yeah. Night of the low rolls.
He is not as quick on the uptake as Mustafa is. He doesn't like the fact that you're getting all this glory and that you're getting all this treasure. But he's starting to obviously come to he's putting it together slowly. He's probably not. And he looks very angry, but you also notice there's probably a little bit, there's something you haven't seen in his eyes before when he looks over at us. He's a little, he's keeping his distance, as it were, almost.
Alright. We're gonna head off then?
Yep.
As I walk by Bilius,
yep.
Give a little shake of the bag and grin at him.
He almost, you see him just like gripping his mace before Gregor says, Bilius, your assistance. Now. He looked like he was about ready to hit you with his mace when he did that.
I say, run along.
Oh, he's not liking that at all. But it's pretty clear that he has 2 figures of authority who outrank him, one being his father, who are here to keep him in line for the moment.
For the moment. That's fine. That's okay. I put up a lifetime of being bullied by this guy.
Right.
A little bit of payback is fine by me.
Alright, so if we divide that gold up, we each get 100.
I found it. What are you talking about? Yes, that'll help in the auction tomorrow.
Yep. We're 100 gold pieces richer. Unfortunately, the majority of the village is going to know that we are 100 gold pieces richer each.
Prices are going to go up. Oh, you want soup? Well, that's 10 gold pieces. Copper or silver piece yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Okay. So, with that, we are going to head back to your house. That was basically all we had.
What day is it?
Sorry?
What time of day is it?
It's heading towards evening now.
So after supper then?
Yeah, we had supper.
We ate already.
Yeah, we ate supper already.
Alright, yeah. I think I'll go and fill my mom in and my dad on how the events went.
Okay. Alright, so you fill them in. They seemed pleased with your actions. At least for... Alright, so, before we head to bed, the reeds have been drying out at this point, so I'm going to attempt my second roll to craft the parchment for them. As you mentioned earlier, I did have a second 16. Unbelievably, I got the same number twice on my first portent roll of the campaign.
Okay.
So, the result is the same. It's going to be 22 again, with when I add my Arcana check.
Alright.
Alright. However, I did have fewer materials, so this is going to be probably not as many. No, it does not. Half as much. 2. Okay, so. So, out of materials, but we have... So at the end of that, at the end of the day before we go to bed, we have 4 sheets of parchment for transcribing spells, and we have 6 vials of ink needed for this.
Okay, so 2 we had before that we found, and the 2 that you just created.
Yep. And the 6 vials of ink I managed to make.
Yeah, so... Alright,
that's good.
It's a start.
Alright, and then... well, we're going to turn in for the night, presumably, because we have the auction tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay.
I am definitely going to leave my owl on watch tonight.
Okay.
I've rubbed a few feathers the wrong way, and I think it's probably a good idea to have an eye open.
Okay. In that case, seeing that you're a little concerned about that, I'm also going to take out from my spell component pouch a tiny bell on a silver wire. And cast one of...
Yeah, one of your new spells.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Yep, one of my new spells. I'm going to spend the 10 minutes I need to ritual cast Alarm.
Okay.
I'm just going to... Where should I do this, I'm asking you? Like...
Well, there's doors into here and windows.
Okay, I'll definitely do the window and your door. What about the front door? What about the front door?
Oh yeah, the front door.
Okay. So I'm going to be... Okay, so it's going to take me half an hour to ward all those.
Yep.
So I'll do that.
Oh, how did Mom react to the fact that her son is a wizard now?
Your parents are both fine with it.
Yeah. No, then just make sure they don't use the front door.
I can exclude them from it.
Oh, that's fine too. All right.
I can specify people who who do not trip my ward. That's fine.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, we get an uneventful night rest. It's kind of unfortunate. I was kind of hoping it would work. So we had a long rest.
Alright, so I get my spell slots back.
Yes, and I get 2 new portents. Because this is a long rest. Where were those earlier? Well, actually no, the 216s were quite good. These would have helped in the fight, though. They were quite bad.
Right.
But that's fine. I'm perfectly honest, they'll probably end up wasted. So, we'll wake up. We have a breakfast.
Yep.
Your parents put something together this time, and they want all 4 of us to share a meal this morning, just because...
Oh,
yeah.
Cool. I'm definitely down for that.
Alright. So the 4 of us eat.
Yep.
Well, your father and mother are mostly just... it's mostly idle talk, but when at meals, they both tell both of us that they are proud of what we have we've done, especially in the previous time. Mm-hmm. And they also are tell us your mother tells us that you should just promise me you'll be careful going forward. She says, your father says, "Oh please," says, "I'm amazed that these 2 have managed to keep their secret this long." Says, "This was bound to come out eventually." Like,
I give them both a big hug
says,
and say,
"Yeah." They both, and your mother says,
"Nothing we can do about that. People know now. People know."
Mother says, we haven't been out of the house yet, but I imagine there's that gossip is spread all around the town." Your father pipes and says, "Yes, but there isn't a torch-wielding mob with pitchforks, led by Father Gregor outside the front door. So who cares?"
Yeah, that would be interesting. Maybe that's tomorrow.
He says, "As far as I'm concerned, we already had what." He says, "So what does this mean? We have 2 more magic users in the village, or 3 if all the rumors about Bree pan out, which I admit is probably likely. She's been causing enough mischief." Where
is she anyway? I haven't seen her in a while.
Neither have I. She apparently, according to... I went to talk to her father last night. Apparently, she went out... She went out into the forest a little bit and ran and played a little bit. She did that before, admittedly, but I think she's been inspired by the 2 of you to be a bit more adventurous. she didn't get eaten by any wolves or anything.
Oh, that's good.
Mostly just had some fun on a day off. Her father did mention that you wanted Perrin possibly to help you with something?
Yeah, I want to bid on a few things in the auction that looked interesting, and I didn't want any competition from Gregor, so I'm going to have him be my proxy bidder.
Well, that's fine, as long as you reward him for that. I have a feeling...
Oh, we already talked about paying him.
I have a feeling Bree is going to be taking his place at the inn today.
Yes, I think that was the part of the arrangement.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's going to leave it at that for the moment. He's going to head out, and your mother is going to say that she has some work to do in her little laboratory / workshop, basically, just doing some herbal remedies. There are still three injured villagers from yesterday who might need some medicine to help with that.
I told her on my way back from Ren's, I did some collecting. Would she like some of the herbs that I've collected?
Yeah, she'll take any that you're willing to part with.
Yeah, I'll give her 2 sets.
Right. So that's the 2 you got.
Yeah, so it brings me back down to the 2 I had left.
She appreciates these. Gives you a hug and a kiss, and then
that'll help with the villagers.
Heads to get the all her pulses and medicine ready.
Yeah.
Inside here. So much for keeping our secret, I say to you.
Well, out of that, I'll let them all get eaten.
Yes. It was the right decision. But life is going to be a bit more interesting now.
Well, I mean, if Gregor was up front, that might have been a little bit different. I might have seen what he can do and see if he can handle this thing. But once it had, 2 villagers, as soon as it acted, it was going to crush the life out of them. So it was an easy decision. And we saved their lives. Well, all 3 of us, I guess. So I don't think they can hold that against us, so you never know. It's hard to tell with zealots.
Gregor is probably going to be more discreet and subtle about this. Bilius? Oh, I imagine he would hold anything against us. Though he didn't seem too boisterous or aggressive yesterday.
Well, the thing is he can do whatever he wants. I'm fine with it. He didn't break into the house last night, so at least he shows some modicum of self-control.
So, are we actually heading to the auction, or are we going to let Perrin handle that?
Oh, no, I'm going to the auction.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not going to not be there.
Okay.
He's the one that's just going to be bidding on the parchments and the papers.
Okay.
So, let's go do that.
Oh, yes.
Well, whatever the auction is, anyway.
Right, so the auction is actually being held just in the market square, just outside Edith's house. So there's been tables set up and all the merchandise has been put there.
Yep.
And Varys is there, and he is just getting ready to give his introduce everyone, give his spiel. All right, and he says, "All right," and he says, "So we're going to get through the auction items now." So,
is Gregor here?
Oh yes, and Bilius, and Mustafa, to be fair.
That's fine. Well, that's right. Mustafa was interested in something.
It was
wasn't
the
he?
sword, yes.
The sword, yes. Okay.
All right. So, just for simplicity's sake, we're going to go through the items in the same order I revealed them to. So, the first thing that comes up is the portrait of Edith and her husband. Obviously, you weren't interested in this piece, so you tell Perrin not to bid on it?
He has only instructions to bid on one thing.
Only on one thing, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Right, so it does sell, but
bought it.
who bought it? Oh, apparently, it took you a moment to realize, but Albrecht the blacksmith is here, and he's the one who spent his money on it.
Really?
Yep. He actually got it for... He only had to raise the price a little bit, so we only spent 7 gold on the painting. Maybe he knew the family.
Yeah. Maybe he had a crush on her.
Alright. So the next item is the atlas.
Alright, this I'm interested in, yes.
Alright, it says, this is an interesting piece of history here. An old atlas full of maps of the old world. It says, our starting price is 5 silver pieces. Who will be the first to bid? Okay, Jonas?
Yep.
Yeah. Gregor raises it. It says, alright. Gregor raises to 10 silver pieces. So we're at gold now.
We're at a gold now?
Gregor raises 5 silver pieces. So they're just bumping up to a gold piece at this point.
Oh, alright, so we're going to bid at gold pieces now?
Yes, we're gold pieces.
Or
Alright.
can't go like 1 gold, 1 silver?
He raised it to a gold piece.
Yes, I know, but the increments now are in gold
Probably.
pieces? Alright.
Alright, is it
2?
2? Okay. Yeah. 3? Up to Gregor.
4.
4. 5, but he seems to be getting a little... He says he agrees to 5, but you can tell he's a little unsure if he wants to go much higher. 6. Okay. He goes to 7, but he looks like he might regret it. 8. This is going to have to be... 9. You think he might just be trying to raise the price now for you. All right, 9 gold pieces. 10? Okay, you raise it to 10. 11.
12.
Okay, that's yours. 12. 13.
14.
15.
Wow.
They're impressed. This is a bit of a bidding war. This is a lot of money. People are just amazed they're spending so much money on just an old book of maps. It's at 15.
16.
Okay. Going once, going twice. Gregor doesn't seem to want to go any higher. Alright, they're sold. So you can mark the 16 gold pieces off your total now if you want.
Isn't that 8 and 8?
Okay, yeah, if you want to split...
I'm just joking.
No, we can split if you want. That's fine.
I have more money here than I've ever seen. I'm fine.
Okay, so you're just putting the 16 down?
Yep, I'll go pay for it and collect my book right now.
Okay, the next item is the medicine chest.
Then I put it in the satchel.
Okay, so you have it with you? Okay. The medicine chest, which had a number of glass vials in it, this did have magic on it.
Yeah, very residual, you said, right?
There was magic on it, yeah. Says, we're going to start the price of this one for 1 gold. Who is going to bid? He says.
I'm going to be quiet for the moment.
Anyone? Anyone? He says, come on. He says, ladies and gentlemen, this is a...
Well, it looks like he's going to say, you know how auctioneers
No one
say,
seems to be interested.
No one's interested. I'll just reluctantly put up my hand.
Alright, so we have 1 gold offer. Come on. Anyone? Anyone? Alright, for the second price in a row, Jonas, a gold.
Alright.
So this one...
Much cheaper than the other one,
much
anyway.
cheaper. So I assume you're just going to not rush up and get this one. You're just going to let it stay there because no one else seems interested at all.
I'll give it to you later.
They understand. The next one is a jewelry box. One of our prized items here. It says like starting price of 25 gold.
Okay. I am going to look truly interested. In other words, this is going to be performance, I assume. I'm going to look like I really, really want
It's performance
this.
or deception, but it's the same role, basically.
It doesn't matter. I suck at both of them. Oh, a good number. 17 minus 1, so 16. I'm looking, I assume, fairly eager.
You're looking eager. And it says, who will start me at 25 gold? Gregor raises his hand.
Stick my hand up right away.
Both of you raise your hands at the exact same time. He says, okay, I think Jonas was a bit faster, so you 25 gold, Jonas. Gregor? Gregor says 30. He raises it up by 5 right away.
35.
Okay, 35. 40.
Insight check. Does he really want this badly, or
roll your insight check?
Is he just screwing with me again? Never mind. 2 minus 1.
Well, it beats the natural 1 he rolled. What? He rolled a natural 1 on trying to keep deception, to try and keep this.
Oh.
He thoroughly wants this. This is something you think he might know what's in there.
And he bid how much?
We're at 40 currently.
45.
45. That was okay. You see him go 60. He raises it by 15 gold. That was that was not a sensible roll on his part.
Alright, I'm going to look hesitant now. 61.
61, okay. Gregor, deciding to... feeling his confidence, says 70 gold.
Fine.
Father Gregor, you do know that there is that he's probably going to make his money back on that, but he's going to be disappointed regardless.
I know what he wanted out of that.
Alright.
Yeah.
The next one, here we have a folio with a bundle of papers, and it might have been a manuscript at one point. Starting price on this is 5 gold. So this is the item you asked Perrin to bid on. He raises...
My instructions to him were not to be overly eager.
Okay. And so he raises his hand. 5 gold. Perrin tea leaf. I'm going to see if anyone comes to his challenge. Anyone? Anyone? Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not just let this another piece of history slip us by. No? Very well. 5 gold, Perrin tea leaf. Absolutely no one was interested in that.
Alright.
Alright, the next item we have Edith's collection of books is the next thing on there. It says starting price 10 gold. Are you bidding on this? No, you don't want to? Okay.
The problem is, it's just the simple size of it. It's not something that's feasible for us to
carry around.
Store.
No, that's fine. He's like,
I mean, I'm perfectly fine just to go and peruse them at the library afterwards.
Var says, well, if no one's bidding, I will go on this one. He says, I'll pay the 10 gold. I can end up in the archive if anyone wants to read it.
Yeah.
Alright, a few more items goes by. It says, the last major item we really have today is this ornate short sword, which belonged to Frederick, apparently. It is a beautifully well-preserved piece. And it says, who will start me at 15 gold? Father Gregor raises his hand first before Mustafa can. He's like, okay, Father Gregor, 15 gold. Mustafa, do you wish to bid higher? He says, yep. And he says, 20. He says, are you getting involved in this at all?
No, yeah, I am. Actually, I'm going to walk up calmly to Mustafa.
Yes, okay.
And so if you need a little bit of... I'm going to whisper to him. If you need a little extra money at this, I'd rather see you get it than him.
Because you're probably smart enough to realize that Gregor doesn't use a sword, but his son would probably like it very much. He appreciates the gesture. 25, Gregor. 30, Mustafa. Gregor starts to realize that he's probably spent an awful lot on some things here, and says, 31. You can tell he's starting to get hesitant. Mustafa, on the other hand, also realizes that there's a lot of money being put here. 32 is his bid. Are you going to try and reassure him you can give him a bit more? Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, I'm gonna give him...
So I'll cover what's left over.
He still doesn't bid higher, but he seems to be reassured a little bit. Gregor is just saying that he's done. 32 gold to the Watch Commander Mustafa.
I take 10 gold pieces and like shake his hand kind of thing.
So you give him 10 gold.
10 gold. And tell him just, I appreciate his level head.
Alright, so that's 5 gold. 1 gold. Alright. How much did you pay for the... sorry, I was doing a lot there. What was the final price again on the Atlas?
It didn't go... Oh, the Atlas was 16.
16, okay. So 16, 17. So, in grand total... Our total...
I paid it 16 for the Atlas.
1 for the medicine.
1 for the medicine chest.
5 for the folio.
5 for the
folio.
Rolls.
Yep.
And then I gave 10 gold to Mustafa and 3 silver pieces to...
You already did that one, though.
Yeah, so...
Alright, so 17, 22, 32 gold pieces in total. We'll split that, the difference, just because it's treasure, party treasure. So 16 for me, both of us, then.
Alright.
Alright. Where did I put my equipment?
And that way, the miserable bugger doesn't get those crystals that he was going to use against us.
Okay.
Yes, I suspect that the monetary value of what's left in that chest will
easily cover what he spent today. Yes. But he doesn't get any of the magic that was in there.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. I'm gonna give the 5 gold to Perrin to go and get my scrolls. Yep. I'm going to pay my 1 gold and get my chest of stuff. But I want to watch Father Gregor when he goes to pay for his and see if he looks in the box looking for the crystals.
Okay.
I want to read his body language to see if he knows something is
Roll an insight check. Or actually, no, with that roll, you're not going to have to. Passive insight will be higher. He does not immediately go in there. He just shuts the lid on the jewelry box, pays his admittedly quite expensive 70 gold pieces.
Yeah.
A little, but is quite happy with his purchase and takes it off. Probably a little unhappy he didn't get everything he was going for. But he seems to be quite pleased that he managed to acquire that and doesn't seem to be checking it now.
Alright, so he's going to take his prize and leave. I'm going to, after he's gone, I'll get my folio of papers from Perrin. And I'm going to give him an extra silver piece because he did a really good job.
Okay. So he gets 4 silver out of this.
Yep.
Alright, he's not going to say no to that.
And I'm going to take that antique medicine chest back to my place.
Yep. Okay.
And I have a bunch of identifies to do.
Okay.
First is going to be the chest. I want to identify what's going on with that. Why is it
Alright, so you managed to...
lightly magical?
You open up one of the compartments in it. After I do detect magic so we can find out where the magic was coming from again. We open up. And there are 3 vials of liquid in there. And they are radiating the magic.
So it's actually like 3 potions
yes.
then?
Do you want to identify them or did you want to just... They look quite similar to the healing potions we have. Do you want to identify them?
Alright, so that means there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 identify magics.
Identify is being cast here. And I haven't copied it out of my into my spell book yet, so it's all on you.
One will be from my spell slot, and the others will all be ritual casts.
This is a new day, remember? You had a long rest.
Oh! Alright, so 3 are going to be... Actually, yeah, 3 will be a regular cast, and then the rest will be ritual cast.
So this is a grand total of 80 minutes, because Identify has a casting time of 1 minute normally. And it's a ritual, it's 11 minutes, so...
10. So 7, yeah, 70...
77 plus 3.
77 plus
3, so
3.
80 minutes.
An hour and a half.
Almost, yep. Identify.
The same thing over.
Yep. Okay, well, I'm going to tell you what you got, because we don't have to actually go through 80 minutes worth of this.
No.
Alright, yes, there's 3 healing potions. That's what the vials are.
Oh. Well, I am currently holding 2 healing potions. You only have 1. So, you take these 3.
Well, I'll take 2 and you keep 1.
I like mine. I don't mind eating... for some reason, I made them. I don't mind using them. You can have these. It's fine.
This is like playing Skyrim with you all of a sudden.
Hey, well, I made them.
So I'm carrying 4 potions of healing at the moment. Okay, I won't say no to that.
Yeah.
Alright, these are... Alright, so the gems.
Yes.
The crystal animals. They are 3 summoning stones, identical to the ones we found on this island before. Sorry, this plateau before.
And the same one that Gregor was using, right?
Yes, they are the same sort. So one will summon a bear. That's the agate.
Yep.
The emerald summons a giant wasp. And the jet summons a giant scorpion.
Yeah.
Okay. We got the pearl already. That's an...
Alright, so what was the bear again, sorry?
Agate, yes. Alright, so you're spending the time to identify all the scrolls we picked up too?
Oh yeah. I identify everything when I get them, just because.
Okay. They are indeed Chromatic Orb, Disguise Self, Sleep, and Thunderwave.
Good.
Okay.
And then, if I'm not too exhausted from all that, I want to have a quick look at the notes. What are they about?
What notes? In the just the other papers in the folio?
The folio, yes.
Most of them are rather worn, and it's just like you can't really tell what they're about. I'm afraid.
Okay. I don't get anything other than that.
Nothing of interest. It's just. It looks like it might have been this might have been a storybook at some point that scrolls were put into. This may have actually been a manuscript at some point, but it's falling apart to the point of being illegible. The scrolls, being magical, managed to survive.
Alright, that's fine.
Okay.
I will put them away, and we'll figure out what to do with them later.
Okay. Alright. So, one more thing that we definitely want to do today is probably some spell transcribing.
Well, yeah, if we're at the end of this.
That is basically all I had planned, so...
So you have...
4.
You wanted to get Identify.
Yep.
And you wanted to also... Featherfall. I want to do Featherfall. There only leaves 1 scroll for you left.
Yeah, well, you said you wanted sleep. We can either save it. You can either use it for sleep, or another spell you wanted, or we can save it.
Well, I'm gonna write down Identify because I definitely want.
You have Identify.
Sorry, that's Featherfall. Sorry.
All right.
And might as well. I'll do the sleep.
Okay.
That uses up all that.
That uses up... we have 2 vials of ink left.
And the sleep scroll is now gone.
Alright, and so is the Featherfall scroll, because...
Yes, but you were carrying that, so...
Okay. So, we should probably explain this a little bit, just in case anyone doesn't not familiar with Dungeons & Dragons. Wizards can spend time and resources to copy spells into their spellbook. That's what the ink and paper was for. So, it takes us... so it takes us a use of the paper in 2 hours per spell level. So we're copying first level spells. So the good thing is so we can add those to our spell books. So basically the amount of time we're going to be covering this is I'm going to spend 2 hours copying down Featherfall. You're going to spend those 2 hours. No?
1 hour.
Sleep, I was going to say. Because I have to finish
2 hours.
Yeah, because I have to finish copying Featherfall down to my spellbook before you can copy it into yours.
Yeah. So it only takes me half the time.
Yes, so that takes you an hour, and then I am going to spend an hour copying Identify from your spellbook to mine, because transmutation and divination spells respectively cost us half the amount of time and resources. We can't divide it 1 in half, so that's fine. So,
alright. This is a technical DM question here. It can't take half a piece of paper.
No, it just consumes it. We're just going to... that's consumed.
Right. Even though it takes half the amount, we still use up the whole sheet.
Yes, we still hold up... it's meant to... Yes. This is a bit of a workaround because it's meant to cover gold cost initially, but because we're doing a bit of a wilderness scenario and self-sufficiency, my proficiency with the transcribers kit is meant to help us out with that a little bit in areas where we may not be able to get the ink and paper we need, which we can just buy normally.
Full gold value, yeah.
So that's what it's meant to represent. We can't get that ink and paper here, so yeah.
Yep, that's perfectly fine.
So yes, it takes us most of the day though. That's 6 hours gone.
Yes. Probably a little blurry-eyed.
But it's well worth it. So yeah, add those spells to your spellbook, and I will add mine. And, well, that's basically it, I think. Thank you for watching, everyone. We hope you enjoyed this. We hope you will like and subscribe and continue this journey with us as we continue on. Because, trust me, things are going to get a lot more interesting from here on out.
But, no, Gregor's going to say bygones should be bygones and shake hands, and that'll be the end of it.
Yes, I'm sure that's how that'll end out.
Okay.
Well, thank you, everyone.
Bye, all.
Thank you for joining us. Have a nice day.